It was September 15th, 2022, when the suspect behind the wheel of a pickup had already drawn attention with online threats against law enforcement, the governor, and others. As the chase tore across Arkansas roads, a state trooper positioned ahead, waiting for his moment. When the truck passed his location, he fell in behind, taking over as the primary unit in the pursuit.
North eastbound.
Continue north eastbound, frequency 98.
Coach Bridge, still eastbound. I'm ordering you say please signal fire and give them to that we're staying with them. You get a chance to get back to traffic. Hit it. We're out. That's 156, 107.
That's 156, 107.
Pit.
The trooper struck hard, sending the truck crashing into the median at high speed before it finally came to rest across the road. Moving in with caution, officers approached and discovered the suspect armed and even carrying grenades. But in the end, he surrendered without a fight, taken into custody as the dangerous pursuit came to a close. On March 30th, 2022, Interstate 55 was busy with mid-morning traffic when a trooper spotted a dark sedan slicing through the lanes at dangerous speeds. Within seconds, that quiet stretch of highway turned into a stage for a chase that would push both driver and officer to their limits. At first, it looked like the getaway might work. The car leapt forward, leaving the patrol unit behind, but momentum never lasts forever. The trooper closed the gap, closing in step by step, while the suspect's grip on control slipped away. Every swerve, every frantic move was less an escape and more the writing of his own end. Both cars struck a dividing island, lifting off the ground before crashing back down. The suspect's will to flee shattered on impact. He stepped out, hands raised, surrendering to the inevitable. Inside the vehicle lay a handgun, a bag of marijuana, and a scale dusted with residue. When asked why he risked everything, his words were cold and unsettling. He said he was scared, and that running from the police was fun, a chase born from fear, fueled by recklessness, and remembered for the dangerous thrill that nearly cost it all. It was May 15th, 2024, when a yellow Dodge Challenger rolled through Little Rock, Arkansas, its reckless swerves and careless maneuvers drawing the attention of state police. What began as a simple traffic violation was about to spiral into a dangerous pursuit through neighborhoods, yards, and busy roads.
That's where we'll come on. 8 out of 78, 78, 78, 75. Silver Jetting that way.
When the trooper landed the first pit, it looked like the chase was finished, but Aaron Sadler wasn't ready to surrender. He pushed forward, forcing the pursuit to continue. What he didn't know was that each desperate move was only leading him straight into a new wave of pit maneuvers waiting ahead. The trooper pushed the Challenger into a roadside ditch, splintering a business sign as both vehicles ground to a halt. But Sadler wasn't finished. He bolted from the car on foot, hauling a heavy backpack in a last-ditch bid for freedom. Within moments, he was taken down and placed in custody. Inside the car and backpack was a dealer's haul, over 4 pounds of marijuana, bottles of promethazine, THC-laced edibles, and thousands in cash. Alongside the charges of fleeing and reckless driving came possession with intent to deliver, felonies that would ensure Sadler's run was over before it ever truly began. In Genesee County, Michigan, a shots-fired call rang out from Joyner Street. A white Dodge Charger with a cracked windshield and no plates was at the center of it. Residents confirmed gunfire, but no one was hit. Troopers took to the streets knowing the suspect was still out there. Minutes later, the Charger was spotted at a traffic light. A stop was attempted, but the driver, Tyree Nazrael Parker, had no intention of pulling over and the chase was on.
3560, I got one taken off on me. White Dodge Charger, no plate, cracked windshield, matching the description of the shooting vehicle. Door, it's gonna be a scat pack.
Copy, white Dodge Charger, excessive speed.
Still continuing. Eastbound University. Speeds down to 80. Going down for Grand Traverse.
Copy, eastbound approaching Grand Traverse. 3.
Northbound Grand Traverse.
Copy, 3-5.
Westbound 8.
Westbound 8.
Northeast on Ave.
The Scat Pack Dodge Charger tore through the area at dangerous speed, but the Georgia State Trooper on its tail was no ordinary obstacle. Relentless and precise, he held the suspect in sight, closing the gap inch by inch until the patrol car was locked right behind the Charger.
Canterbury Lane. Eastbound. Second and third car had a hard time keeping up. Primary units on him. Over one.
Good attempt.
It's a negative on that reported crash. It was a pit maneuver attempt. Looks like you might be trying to get on southbound 75. Or am I at speed wise? 55,
Copy.
40, 40, 38.
Looks like we got him on the ring.
After the second pit maneuver, the Dodge came to rest in the grass, and the suspect bolted. But instead of giving chase on foot, the trooper stayed behind the wheel, pushing the pursuit forward with his cruiser, determined not to let the runner escape.
He's running, holding his waistband.
Yep, black male, white hoodie, running across the freeway.
Black male, white hoodie, holding his waistband across the expressway.
The right hand. Going back up to the overpass. Here, no, we got it there.
You got the gun?
Now. Okay. Put your hands, man. Just be cool. It's over. It's over.
A taser deployment brought him down just after he ditched the weapon, a loaded Glock 45 with an extended magazine and a round chambered. The Charger was seized, evidence collected, and Parker was booked into Genesee County Jail. His charges: fleeing and eluding, possessing a stolen vehicle, carrying a concealed weapon, resisting police, felony firearm, and multiple firearm-related offenses. It was February 6, 2024, when a stolen Dodge Ram barreled north on State Road 87, Santa Rosa County deputies in pursuit. Spike strips were deployed, but the suspect, 33-year-old Andrew Matyak, swerved straight toward a deputy, narrowly missing him, showing he'd risk lives to avoid capture.
Just get a car in a parking lot there expecting a trooper, the silver trooper, and
He's running in and out of your own lane. Put him still on him.
Matyak pushed straight into oncoming traffic, every second carrying the threat of a head-on collision. The pressure mounted as vehicles swerved to escape, the chase hanging on the edge of disaster. When a brief gap opened, he drifted into the middle of the roadway, straddling both lanes, still barreling the wrong way, and still refusing to stop.
He's going back eastbound. He's going back eastbound. Still through. Still through.
what?
46. You just got the 46 coming up to 47.
And or having on the 46 coming up to 47. Hold in line.
Yeah, I got to signal several times. Just kept on moving.
After the pit, Matyak bolted from the vehicle, sprinting across the roadway. A K-9 unit was unleashed, and moments later the chase ended with a surrender, the suspect subdued and treated on scene for a dog bite. Matyak was booked into Okaloosa County Jail without bond, facing a long list of charges: carjacking, aggravated assault, reckless driving, fleeing, resisting arrest, and more. A high-speed pursuit, a stolen truck, and a suspect willing to risk everything, only to learn that running always ends the same way. January 19, 2024. Evening traffic was heavy on Interstate 95 when a black Hyundai Santa Fe drew the attention of Florida Highway Patrol. The driver weaved recklessly across lanes, forcing others to slam their brakes to avoid a crash. What followed was not just a pursuit, it became a chaotic chase through the heart of West Palm Beach. The driver, later identified as Jaquan Davis, refused to stop. He cut across lanes, barreled down an exit ramp, and blasted through red lights at dangerous speeds. Each turn was more desperate than the last. U-turns inches from collisions, wrong lanes, and speeds pushing 90 through crowded streets.
Alright, we're going to be going
Davis pushed harder, swerving across lanes with no regard for anyone on the road, proving he was willing to risk everything to escape. But locked on his tail was a Florida Highway Patrol trooper, and breaking free from his sight would be far harder than Davis ever imagined. The trooper had seen enough of Davis's reckless chaos. When the suspect veered toward a shopping plaza trying to slip away, the pursuit ended in an instant. The trooper drove straight into the SUV at high speed, shutting down the escape attempt once and for all. The driver ran through busy streets, across businesses, and into an apartment complex. Helicopters circled overhead, canines scoured the area, and moments later the search ended. The dog found Davis hiding, resisting until a bite forced him down. The aftermath revealed just how dangerous the pursuit had been. Inside the vehicle, capsules and baggies of narcotics. On the ground, a loaded Glock 40 caliber with an extended magazine, one round already chambered. It was August 8th, 2025, when a green Honda Accord slipped past a patrol unit, its driver unbelted, its tags expired, its behavior erratic. What seemed like a minor stop was seconds away from erupting into a dangerous chase.
D27 Florida City, 1024.
D27.
It's a green Honda Accord, Tennessee, Boy Robert Williams, 7933. Boy Robert Williams, 7933.
Southbound.
10-4.
10-4. 10-37.
10-2 in that direction.
TBI, TBI, TBI.
Let me see your hands! Let me see your hands! Get out of the car now! Get out of the car now! Turn around! Turn around! Stand up! Walk back to me!
The driver, identified as Romello Ware, was pulled from the car and taken into custody. The smell of marijuana filled the air, and inside the Accord, officers found an open container, a half-smoked blunt, and the remnants of a reckless decision spiraling out of control. Ware refused sobriety tests, refused a chemical test, and refused to admit what was already clear. He now faces a list of charges: felony fleeing, reckless driving, DWI, possession of marijuana, and more. It was August 9th, 2025, when a trooper, Ethan, initiated a simple stop for expired tags. The vehicle pulled over and the approach seemed routine until the moment of truth. When ordered to step out, the driver, later identified as Tavian Offord, chose to run. In an instant, a traffic stop turned into a full-blown pursuit.
Okay. And aerial guard. We're going to eastbound. 4th Street. Speeds are currently about 60.
The trooper closed the distance almost instantly and panic set in. The suspect knew a pit could come at any moment and his fear showed, swerving wildly across the lanes, desperate to block every angle and keep the cruiser from making its move.
What do you see? Still trying to pull up. I got 36, 14, y'all roll over.
The trooper struck with precision, the pit sending the vehicle rolling until it came to rest upside down. Chaos followed. 2 passengers bolted on foot while the driver and another occupant were taken down before they could escape. Moments later, the runners were caught as well, each suspect brought into custody without further incident. The pursuit was over and every one of them would face the consequences of the chase. On August 26, 2021, an FHP trooper had just finished working a crash on the Interstate 75 southbound ramp when a BOLO alert came across the radio. A stolen vehicle was on the move. Within minutes, the trooper spotted it, overtaking the car a few miles down the interstate. Joined by 2 more units, they moved in for a stop. But instead, the suspect hit the gas and the encounter exploded into a full-blown pursuit. The trooper stayed locked on the suspect, never letting him out of sight. Ahead, the driver swerved recklessly from lane to lane, even cutting across the median when traffic boxed him in. But instead of forcing the move alone, the trooper held back, waiting for backup, knowing patience would bring the right moment to shut the chase down. With every passing second, the suspect's driving grew more dangerous. That's when the trooper made the call to go for a pit. As another patrol unit closed in, the two worked together, setting up the maneuver that would finally bring the chase to its breaking point. The suspect, identified as 22-year-old Anthony Seibert, bailed from the car and tried to run, but the foot chase was short-lived. He was quickly taken into custody without further incident. Seibert now faces charges of grand theft of a motor vehicle, reckless driving, fleeing, and driving with a suspended license. His run brought to an end both on the road and in the courtroom.